Hey everybody, this is Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze, and welcome to a special episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. Now you're on the Clash Discs YouTube channel, but what had happened was I was going to record an episode with Randy Clayton, I call him, or you may know him as Rauli. But I was going to record a segment for him to be on one of the episodes, but it ended up being like over a half-hour conversation about him, what he does for disc golf, what he's doing for Clash Discs and things like that. And it ended up being a full episode. So I thought, in order for you guys to help you understand and learn more about Clash Discs and the people behind Clash Discs, I thought I'd put this episode out on the Clash Discs YouTube channel. So here it is, my interview with myself, Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze, and Rauli, or Randy, or however you know him. Here it is. All right. So, like I said in the intro, this is Randy or Rauli. No, there's only one U. So Rauli from Clash Discs in Finland. Good friend, becoming good friends. Seems like we talk almost every day via text for a little bit. But tell me a little bit about you and disc golf in Finland. What are you as far as disc golf in Finland? You're a pro disc golfer in Finland. How much do you play, and how much events do you play? Is playing with the word loosely, pro. But I know you do some disc golf commentary. But tell us what all you do as far as disc golf in Finland.
Well, I guess we could use the term semi-professional, as I've got two daughters. I'm working. It's pretty tough to be a professional disc golfer.
Yeah,
I'd say I'm maybe somewhere like top 50. That's
not
maybe
bad. That's good.
Something. Well, yeah, it's fine. Somewhere around that, I guess.
Yeah.
At least.
Now, how did you get into the commentary side?
Yeah, so I do commentary for Disc Golf Finland, which is more or less the showmess of Finland. And I think it just now I remember. So we had Macbeth Challenge in Finland. This is how the Disc Golf Finland started. The local club filmed it, and everyone loved it, but they needed someone to do commentary, and I was playing with Macbeth, so they asked me, "Would you like to do it?" They had another fella who's a professional. He works in audio, something, and like a professional commentator, basically. And I told him that, I'll do it, but I don't know how to do commentary, and I won't even try. That the way we are going to do it, and it will work, is we'll open a can of beer and we'll watch it like we would be watching it together, with him. And that style has kept us going now for 5 or 6 years, I think. And we are probably the most popular duo in Finland, dubbed as the Big Sexy of Finland.
Really? That's awesome. Yeah. How many beers do you usually go through in an
No, we don't do that anymore.
Okay.
That was just a one-time event.
Oh, okay. No more beers. So you have kind of a laid-back style and a little bit kind of similar to the Big Sexy. I got you.
And I think it has evolved over the years to be a bit more professional, but we definitely have a distinctive style, which is, it's very laid back, and we are not afraid of calling the players out. Like if someone messes up, we'll probably call it.
Oh, really? Do you ever get any feedback from that from the players?
No, it's not like with spite.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's more, with a good amount of Finnish humor, sarcasm.
I gotcha. Okay. Now, how long have you been in disc golf, playing and commentating?
Commentating, I think it's 5 or 6 years. I believe this will be my 9th year playing.
9th year playing, okay.
Yeah. So excellent. I started when
now you and I met through Clash Disc, but tell us your story. How did you get started with Clash Disc? How were you introduced to it?
Yeah, so During the off season, Disc Golf Finland does this fun content where me and the co-host we play against each other, and it's fairly popular. So Clash Discs actually contacted us, and would you like to try out our discs in one of your videos? And we said like, hey, fine, let's do it. It's probably some random Finnish disc golf company, and we were very surprised by the quality of the discs. Like we were expecting some like junk, but they were well, as I said before, I'm a semi-professional, so I need proper discs, that they can't be like some. Well, they were proper discs. They were like I could use them. I could like actually throw them and shape lines and whatever. So we got a lot of good feedback from the video. Clash got a lot of good feedback from the video, and the owner of the company, he started calling me like pretty much daily after the video, and just started asking random questions like, what is Heiser and stuff like that.
So he's making discs and he doesn't even know what a hyzer is, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, so he started doing discs for his kids, and he did not play disc golf, nor he knew anyone from the community. I don't think he even knew what like Innova was. And he started asking me a lot of questions. And after a month or so, he offered me a job at Clash Discs, which I accepted. And I think since they have like roots in plastic manufacturing, with like most of the workers at Clash Discs are old Nokia workers. They used to do plastics for Nokia, the cell phone company. And so they have the plastic expertise. And I'm there kind of like guiding them into the disc golf world and what discs are supposed to be.
Has that been exciting for you as far as like, is that kind of a cool thing for you?
Yeah, it's been a fun journey, as you can see. Like, that's the basic Finnish, very fun.
But yeah, I can see it all over your face. Very
Yeah.
fun.
And well, it's been a fantastic journey. I've been doing all sorts of stuff with Clash, like from managing the team, talking with you, being part of the advertisements, designing the discs, testing the discs, and basically the journey has pretty much. I think this will be our first official year, as the first year, like half of the year, we had only 3 or 4 molds, and basically we were only known in Finland.
Yeah. I think it's surprising to when I talk to people, they're surprised that the company is still so very young. I mean, it's literally been a year. I mean, we released the anniversary box, the 1 year anniversary, and that's literally 1 year making discs and putting discs out there. But with the commercials and all the other stuff, it seems like Class has made a huge impact out there on people. So I'm excited for this first year where we have things a little more structured, a little more organized, and a little more people out there telling people about Class Disc. So you and I have talked about this before. Your current role is, because it's a small company. I've even had people say, now, what do you do for Class? I'm like, well, I do a lot of social media, a lot of media, but I also do some team stuff and things like that. So it's like we wear different hats. So that's kind of the case for you, right? I mean, it's like you're kind of like, one of your hats, one of your roles is you're the interpreter as well. So
yeah, that too. Yeah, since the owner doesn't really speak English. He understands English but doesn't speak it.
So you do the team management, you design discs. Is there any other thing that you do that's kind of behind the scenes?
I think I've been pretty much part of everything. Just a part of everything has been.
Yeah.
It's been a team effort. Uh, Pretty much everything else besides the warehouse work. Pretty much so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Now
I've
what's
done a little bit of that as well, but like very little.
yeah. Now what is your in your eyes, what's your goal for Class Discs?
I think that's a I don't have a goal for it. Like
No?
I've been enjoying the journey. Like of course just making better products,
Yeah.
making fun products, and just trying to do things better all the time. But as like a goal, I don't think I have one for Clash besides just enjoying the journey.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? In 5 years, where do you want to be in the Clash company?
Company. I don't know. Uh, I think when they were asking me to join the company and work for them, they asked a similar question, and I just told them that like it doesn't motivate me to try to achieve something, try to be somewhere.
Mhm.
Like I'm very happy like wherever the wind takes me.
Mhm.
I'm just enjoying the journey.
What does
Does
motivate
it make
you?
sense?
I think so, but what is there anything that motivates you?
um Overall just being part of the process
Yeah.
and doing stuff. Like I like being part of the process and working and seeing a disc that you've been working on. And the best thing and feeling I've had is like we released a disc and then someone says it's the best disc ever,
Yeah.
and I'm like, wow,
Feels good that you had a part
nailed
of that,
it.
huh? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
What so talking about being part of the process, you're coming to the United States for the disc
Yes.
golf conference and for the Las Vegas Challenge and some other stuff. Is that the first time you've been to the US?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what are your
I
expectations?
I don't know. I'm probably gonna the plane is gonna drop. That's my expectation.
The plane's not going to drop. You're going to be just fine.
No, like every time I'm going somewhere, there's news that a plane dropped like a week before. And just yesterday it was in Nepal.
Oh, really? I hadn't heard of that.
Yeah, they had a plane crash there every time. And like I don't trust the planes. Like my um, grandfather, he never flew, and he said just that you don't have a branch to hang on to. And I
Mm-hmm.
kind of live by that, you know.
Hmm.
You have to have something to grab onto when
Yeah.
shit goes down.
Yeah. That's a good philosophy.
So I'm not. That's what I'm expecting. But
I think
hey, I mean,
what we need to do
I'm,
is
I'm gonna take the adventure.
you're gonna take the adventure. I think we're gonna vlog about your adventures in the US. I'm gonna have you try different
Yeah, it's gonna
foods.
be
Of course,
something.
you guys have American food out there. I mean, you guys have, I don't know what would I need to have you try that's like
McDonald's, of course, we do have that.
yeah, that's
Uh,
what America is,
yeah,
McDonald's.
that and mac and cheese.
Yeah. The
Like
big thing
McDonald's and mac and cheese.
the big thing I want to do is walk you guys through Vegas and the underground where all the casinos are. My mind was blown away at it felt like just miles of casino and just America in excess. Like
Oh,
there was an M&M store and it was
yeah.
all M&Ms. Huge store and it all was just M&Ms and M&M
Yeah.
toys and M&M flavors and stuff. It was crazy. So,
Um, well, I'm a big fan of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, so maybe we'll get something done.
yeah. All right, so you've had your hand in designing some of the discs or all of the discs pretty
Yeah.
much. I would say all of the discs. But which ones are you like
Well,
A little bit here and there, I'm sure, on some of the discs.
A little bit here and there
Yeah.
for most of them. Um, well, honey is something that I worked on,
Yeah.
and it went through quite a lot of prototypes
Yeah.
before we got it right. And the second I threw that disc, I told at first we were Wild Honey at first was going to be like a professional driver, but when the run came out and it was bit it was less it was unstable. I just had a feeling like, yeah, everyone is gonna love this one. We're gonna just keep it here. Like we're
Really?
gonna keep it here. And I called them that I bet this is gonna sell. Like this is a great disc.
Well, you called that right because
And
it's one of the most popular
yeah,
discs.
yeah, exactly. And I don't know. I just got that feeling. Like threw it on a hyzer, it flipped and kept turning quite a long time and still came back. It was controllable and gave like huge distance. So I'm very happy how that
Yeah.
turned out to be.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite discs. It's one that I use to show off when I know I need some distance.
Yeah,
That's the one I get because my with my slower arm, it's a perfect disc for that.
yeah.
So this process that you get, so they'll send you a prototype. What do you usually do? You go out and throw
Mm,
it just a few times and take some notes, or just kind of in your
Now
head?
that's not exactly the process. Like, it
Okay.
starts from the like we'll design it together.
Yeah.
Like we have I don't know what the program is called, but it's very expensive. It's
Yeah.
from uh, it's the same program I believe that they use to do those phones.
Oh wow.
So um, it costs like let's say 100,000 the
Right.
program, something like that. You
Yeah.
can basically build an airplane with it.
Okay.
So okay, we sit down together and first we'll like figure out what we want to do with the disc, and we try to get the rough sketch out there. Then we'll make the first mold, and um, I'll usually do the first test flights. And if it's not broken, like I mean broken in a way like we're trying to make an understable disc and it becomes a roller,
Mm,
that's a broken disc.
okay.
So if it goes through me, we'll usually send them to most of our players, and I think they give the final green light for the disc. So
That,
it's like a group effort.
yeah. How many different prototypes do you usually go through before you get the actual? This is what we're looking for.
It depends.
Depends.
I think I think the drivers are the toughest one.
Yeah. Why do
They
you
are
say that?
faster and they have mm, they tend to have a lot more variables,
Variables. Yeah.
yeah,
Very cool.
than mid ranges and putters. So I think for Wild Honey, I think it was maybe 3 or 4 prototypes that we went through.
Interesting.
Yeah, but we finally got it done, and like, yeah, this is it.
So give me two discs that you love those two discs from class that when you go out and throw, you're just those are the ones you're kind of grabbing. Two or three.
I used the ginger
Oh,
quite a
really?
lot, so I guess that's the one for me. Like I throw forehand, backhand, and I use it pretty much everywhere whenever I can
Yeah.
as a distance fairway. And also, if you throw it a bit slower, it tends to have quite an overstable finish.
Yeah.
So it fits into that slot as well. So I've been liking that quite a lot. And mint, that's the other mold that I'm using quite a lot. I think they are my favorite molds, but as class discs have open back for all the players, and
Yeah.
it will stay like that even when we have more molds. Um, I'm using most of the discs, pretty much most of the discs, and it's just because of the plastic.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I can throw pretty much any disc out there. It doesn't matter like that much, but for me at least, it's quite cold in Finland. I have dry hands for some reason, so the plastic just, I don't know, I can just throw them easier. So if I can find a slot in my bag for class, I will add it instantly and just learn the disc, just because of the hand feel alone.
So that's kind of, you brought that up. That's kind of a topic that I've seen on different Facebook groups, as you know, Eric Oakley and James Proctor, Eric Stinchcomb with, you know, with Class Discs has us as a sponsor and a couple others. And then of course we have Drew Gibson that's out there with the open bag policy. So why is it important to Class Discs to stay open bag?
Well, I think it was quite simple. The way the owners kind of made it happen. Well, first of all, we don't have enough molds,
Right.
but the owner said that uh, let's say a player has potted with some other brand for 10 years in a row. Why would we take that away from him if it like might jeopardize his career in disc golf? Why would we take that away? He's still gonna be class sponsored. If he wants to putt with another disc, go for it. And it's also, since we've given that option for players, we've gotten truthful feedback.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the player's fault, it's our fault if they are not using our discs. And I think it's a refreshing experience. Like, instead of, I don't want to call anyone out, but for example, like Macbeth has been asking for that, was it 8-speed disc, Athena or something like that. He has been wanting a disc like that for a while, since he's been with Discraft. I think it's T-Bird or something like along that lines. I haven't thrown it. But can I take Macbeth's word on him? Like, is it the disc that he wanted? Like, can I trust him?
Right.
You know? Like, no matter how the disc turned out, he has to say, like, yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. But is that true? Like, you may never know.
Right.
But the way we are working now, we are getting truthful feedback, like honest feedback.
Yeah.
So I do like that.
I think that's one of the surprising things when I've talked to players about Clash, is that when I tell them open bag, they're like, "Oh yeah, because you guys don't have all the molds." I'm just like, no, that's going to be the policy going forward, even when we have a full, huge lineup, and that they're like, "Wow, I like that." You know, it's like they like that freedom. And what I tell them is that if you have a favorite disc that you love, and we don't have something to fill that shot, then we're not doing our job. And so eventually we're going to do that job because we want feedback from you, and we want to make a disc that will fill that shot. And so I think that like you said, that honesty, where it's like, this really is the disc you wanted. It's not because we are slapping your name on it and we want you to sell our disc. It's because the disc you wanted that you feel like is going to make your game that much better. So I think that approach is interesting, but it also does help open up the players to kind of be able to, you know, we don't want them to turn into what we call race car drivers, where they have, you know, sponsors all over their t-shirts, all kinds of different sponsors, but it does kind of help them figure things out a little bit differently when they're out there trying to make it on their own. So I think that's really cool. I had so the ginger and the mint. Now, are you putting with what are your thoughts on the butter versus the popcorn? I mean, I got a lot of people that are either popcorn or butter. What's your favorite as far as a putter?
I like popcorn. I'm This off season, I started putting with popcorn.
Yeah.
It's just a tiny bit larger than other putters out there. So in my head, I'm thinking since it's bigger, it's gonna hit the chains. Right.
I mean, hey, if it works in your head, it's okay.
Yeah.
In that case, just throw
Putter,
you an ultimate or something, a lid or something.
yeah, maybe I'll try. So I'm not putting with it. I like it as a throwing putter.
The which one? The butter putter or the
Butter,
popcorn
throwing butter as a
putter?
throwing butter. Yeah, that's
A
an
butter
easy one.
putter. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, butter.
We need to make a contest on the Instagram. How fast can you say I putt with a butter putter better than a butter some sort of tongue twister.
Like,
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was going to make this part of our tour team, but this is actually I think this is going to be an episode on its own because we're learning a little bit about Clash Disc, which I think is fantastic. So, what's something that you can? Is there anything you can share with us that you're allowed to that people can look forward to in 2023 as far as molds that are coming out or anything else?
I think we will have. Well, first year we made 12 molds.
Yeah,
we could have made 50 molds, but they would probably have sucked. Like most likely, like you need time to test them out and
right.
figure everything out. But we have at least, I think, 7 to 8 molds coming this year.
Okay.
Just filling in the slots. I think most requested disc has been something between the soda and cookie.
Okay.
So pretty straight flying, maybe like -1 fairway driver. So that's what we are working on now. That will be, I believe, that will be our first release in 23.
Okay. What about as far as putters?
Yes, we are making putters as well.
Okay.
I think we will release one with a bead, as it's been something that, like, a lot of people, they either prefer with a bead or without the bead.
Yeah.
So you kind of need both of them.
Yeah.
So we will most likely make one putter with a bead. And man, there are just so many discs that we still need. I can just start just going through them.
Yeah.
I don't know the schedule besides that. First release will be a fairway driver.
Okay. And then, of course, the big thing that people love is the names. And I love the philosophy of how we name things. Can you explain to people how that is?
Yeah, so in the beginning, before I joined the company, they were already deciding like what the brand should be. And I know a lot of people are going with like food items, but I don't think that's necessarily our brand. I think the idea behind it was that it's more of a flavor or a taste.
Yeah.
You know that when you look at our whatever disc you pick, you instantly have an image in your head, maybe a taste, maybe a memory or something. So I like the naming scheme behind it.
Yeah.
Or with the brand, like it gives you something to that you can think of instead of okay. Again, I don't want to like Latitude, for example, they've made their brand work. They have great names and nothing to it, but close your eyes and think of hope or grace. Like they are intangible.
Yeah.
Yes, that's like I don't have an image in my mind.
Yeah.
But with our products, you instantly have like And like also they are very neutral the names.
Yeah.
It's very hard to hate on them. Like no one's gonna hate like potatoes. I mean, somebody might, but like with a passion, like I
Right. No one's
hate
gonna hate it with the past.
potatoes.
Yeah.
Like no, that's not
The,
gonna
we
happen.
it might get into there though if we ever and I'm not saying that we are or are not, but like garlic or cilantro. I know a lot of people don't like don't
Yeah, I
like
know.
cilantro and garlic. So, but I like that. I never. I think it's really cool how and what I like is that for me on my part and for people obviously have done this, but like when you post something, it's so easy to like if you're saying, man, I love the salt, to have a little image of a salt shaker on there. You know, it's
Yeah,
just so easy to do that. Or the butter, you know, I see all kinds of Instagram
yeah,
stories where people post about a butter and then they got the slab little thing of butter. And then one guy had, I can't remember who did it, but he made a bunch of little videos where he had like literally mint and he literally had some salt falling or something like that on one of the salts. So it was pretty cool. So I love
yeah.
that.
But it's easy to market as well, and but it's also fun. Like if you go to our, let's say, our fan community, and there's just someone asked like, so what should be the next name should be, and it's instantly filled with ideas. Like
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
want it to be beefcake, and then it's like super overstable disc.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yes.
that's kind of fun, you know,
Yeah. And then what
and you
someone
can be
wants
part of
bread.
it in a way.
Someone wants us to name it
Yeah,
bread so they can have their bread and butter.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it's fun,
And that might be good.
and
That might be good. Now that I'm thinking about it, that might be good like gift packages. Christmas, buy someone the bread and butter or something like that, and it'd be packaged already together, bread and butter,
yeah,
or salt and pepper or something like that.
yeah,
Anyway, okay. Well, it's been fun learning a little bit about class discs and about you, and I'm sure we'll hear a lot more about you and from you as we get going for the 2023
yeah.
season. Is that the only trip you're going to take when you go to US? Is that really the only trip outside of Finland you'll probably take, or
No, I think I'll be
you're going to play some events?
like Scandinavia. I'll be
Oh,
traveling,
okay.
I think. But you never know. We might do another trip to the States.
Yeah.
Since we've been gaining quite a lot of ground in the States,
Yeah.
and a lot of the business is coming that way. So we might do more visits, which sucks for me because I have to fly. I hate flying.
Yeah. What is it like a 14-hour?
Like, yeah, something like 14 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
And
long
if
flight.
if there's an option, I'd take a boat any day. Like
Really?
any day. Yeah, any day I would take a boat. Like I would take even like a rowboat over a plane.
Golly, that's
Jesus. Yeah,
extreme. A boat would take like a week.
well, yeah, but I've got control. I'm not gonna fall.
You could
Like I
sink.
can handle
What if it's a
some
storm?
waves. I can handle a little storm.
Oh gosh. Okay.
A plane in a storm? Huh? What's it gonna do?
It's
It's
gonna
gonna
crash.
fall.
It's gonna
Yeah,
drop, like you said. The plane just
yeah.
dropping out of the air.
It's gonna drop.
All right, cool. Well, it's like I said, it's been great getting to know you and a little bit more about class discs, and I'm excited for the 2023 season. I'm excited once I start traveling, start making content for the YouTube channel and for Instagram and stuff like that. So I'm excited.
Yeah, we've got a lot of things going on for 23, and probably a lot of people will be seeing me more since I didn't sign up to be like I'm not the face of the company, but a spokesman. I
Yeah.
guess that's a word. It just kind of happened.
Mm-hmm.
So you,
Oh yeah, and those commercials. I know we've got plans to put out some of those. Everybody
yeah,
loves those commercials that are different. I was talking to Disc Golf Pro Tour and they said it was refreshing to see something that was a little different than other commercials they've seen. So,
that's
um,
that was like the philosophy I think behind class when we started, like right from the get-go. Like we need to be different
yeah,
and we need to do things differently. And since we are not following like a blueprint, because well, the owner and all the workers, they don't have a disc golf background.
Yeah.
So like pretty much everything that we do is done a bit differently. Some might even argue that better.
Yeah.
Since, I mean, whenever Innova did their thing, everyone just kind of followed suit. Like they
Yeah.
are doing it like this, so we are doing it like this. Now you just in case of clash, you had like people with plastic expertise, and then a guy comes up and says like, "Hey, we need to do a disc. Let's get to work."
Mm-hmm.
So, like literally had to build from the ground up.
Well, it's working so far, and I know it'll
Yeah.
keep working. All right. Well, I'll let you get back to, well, your time, evening. So, and then I'm going to get started with my day. So good
Yeah.
talking to you.